What's going on, you guys? We're back at it. This is 2. Let's go slow. Let's go. Let's see. This class starts at level 9, which is crazy. Now, first we left off dealing with the tree sentinel. It was 8 who I was actually able to beat that guy with my first go, which is crazy. I didn't think that I was actually going to beat him. It took a couple tries. It took a couple tries. Like, I knocked it out. Knocked it out. Okay, cool. Got our first sight of grace. Love's grace discovered. That was Trevor. That one, my boy. My son called him Santa. Yeah, my son loved when he watched me play this game. It was crazy. So, I'm a father. Hey, just in case. I don't know. Which I love. I'm a father. I'm a husband. My son loved watching me play this game. It's crazy. He liked the calls.
And I can also see that you're not after my throat. Then why not? I am Carly. You know, you should buy yourself a crafting kit. Allows you essential. The kit costs a bundle, but the important thing is that you. I am of selling wares. The land has been. It's only time. Let's say you're a very welcome customer.
I don't know. I'm probably not going to use it. I'm probably not going to use it until I'm definitely going to get the DLC when I get to that area.
I'm glad you took my. You've made an egg.
Let's go ahead and rest. Last, my blue juice. So, I want to use this channel. Sit down, boy. I want to use this channel, this game. I want to build a community. I feel like this game is very, very easy to start that journey off because literally so disrespectful. I feel bad. I feel bad for you too. You didn't get a chance to pull it out. Yeah, I want to use this. This game is a perfect way to, say for example, when the community starts to get a little bigger, it's a lot more easier to talk, it's a lot more easier to ask questions, as to deal with certain topics that we do. Just for certain people, just want to talk, like, just for certain people, I think this game is actually perfect for that, to like really hard bosses, then it'll be a little difficult. But I mean, for the most part, it's a lot of, this is kind of the good thing about it. You have to put this game. It's like real easy for you to mingle and talk about you. Ooh. Oh. I don't got you. That's not good. That's not good. Alright. I wonder how much I get for dealing with it. How much I get? Okay. Let's go to this layer. Let's go to this separate first. But yeah, like, let's try to use this to try to build to talk. Right? You see, just moments like this, where like I'm just running around, talk about certain things or certain topics. This would be kind of like a show. It's like, I don't know. Like people can talk, people can open up. I'm gonna be talking. I'm gonna be open up. I really don't care. Hey, it's gonna get my hopes. But yeah, like, I think this is gonna be a time where we can talk. We can dialogue. Like I say, for me, like I don't care. I'm an open book. I thought I would put myself out there just in general. I can care less about what people say about me. Like words are words.
Greetings, traveler
Words, don't get me
from
wrong,
beyond
words
the
are powerful
fog.
things. Like,
I
words
am
are powerful
Melina.
things. So, even just that statement, like when people say, oh, sticks and stones and all that other stuff, words are just words. Words aren't just words. Words are very, 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 very powerful. Very powerful. Like, you could just even go back in history and just
I
just
offer you
through
an
the
accord.
centuries. Like, words are extremely powerful. Like, chanting
Have you
and
heard of the Finger Maidens?
just using certain
They
vibrations and
serve the
sounds.
two fingers,
That's words.
offering
That's the
guidance
purest. That's words in the
and
purest
aid
sense. You know what I mean?
to the tarnished.
So for somebody to say, "Oh, words
To
don't
you,
matter," words do
I am
matter
afraid,
because
are maidenless.
literally, if you want to go off of a frequency or a vibration or a
I
type
can
of
play the
sound,
role
you
of
can
maiden,
literally change somebody's mood off of a type of sound
turning
that you make.
runes into
It's
strength
crazy how sound works.
to aid
But you can
you
also
in
use
your
a certain type of
search for the
frequency of
elden
sound to
ring.
make somebody happy, mad, jealous, all
You need only
you name
take
it.
me with you
So I
to the
accept,
foot of the
come
Erd
on
tree.
for the ride.
Then it's settled.
But I
Summon
would say
me
for
by
me,
grace to turn runes into
I don't know
strength.
if you want to call it mature. I'm
Ah,
just more of just,
another matter.
I'm
I
just
bequeath
confident
to
and
you this
comfortable
ring.
with myself. That's it. Once you're comfortable and confident with yourself,
Use
your
it
words don't really
to
matter
traverse great
because,
distances.
unless
It
it's
will
words
summon
of
a spectral
affirmation
steed
trying to
named
boost you
Torrent.
up, maybe that kind of don't matter.
Torrent has chosen you.
You know, to each their own.
Treat
That's
him
just
with
how I roll.
respect.
It's just okay. But yeah, ooh, can I level up? I cannot.
Shall I
Oh,
let
because
my
I
hand
left.
share them with me?
Damn.
Your thoughts.
Yes, sir. Take care of like one by one. One by one, I can take care of it. No. Just so y'all know, every time when I look over here, look up, down, I got the game. Look, I'm looking at the TV, my PS5 game. I'm doing this in a weird way. Hopefully, like as time goes on, this setup changes in a way. My laptop for streaming and recording, and I got my camera up here. So my phone is here, so anytime I see like a little bloop, like out the corner of my eye, I see this notification pop up. And so, oh, it's my phone. But yeah, man. That's crazy. Nope. I'm Batman. Go ahead. But yeah, yo, you know what's crazy? What's going on? We got a couple things going on right now. So I guess for right now, I'll just see certain things I see online. I'll talk about it. Like one, obviously. Like for one, if you're in America, especially if you're on the East Coast, What is going on with Diddy is crazy. Like, that's crazy. Now, for people, now for people to understand, so for people to understand, like I say for me, I live in North Carolina, but I am, my family is basically from up north and also other places my family. Oh, if only y'all knew. If only y'all knew. It's crazy. But yeah, like most of my family's basically this guy. Oh, he was being cool. But anyways, so most of my family is from up. So I have like my father, I got uncles who knew Diddy or knew of him. Like go to certain clubs when he was in the clubs. And obviously, like if you're on the East Coast or you grew up in New York, you know Diddy had a catalog when it came to like music that he endorsed, people he signed, all that stuff. So you done heard some type of mess dealing with Diddy if you live up. There ain't no way about it. There's no way. In the past 20 years, you heard something dealing with Diddy. So when this stuff was going on, I used to ask my family, like, y'all was out there in the clubs back in those days or whatever, where I would assume, like, Diddy, you know, trying to make a name for himself, like, and I never forget this when I was younger asking him, and all of my uncles would tell me, they say, yeah, we met him. They said, well, we be in the club, we be in the Bronx or we be in the boroughs, like in whatever boroughs, whatever. We had like certain clubs. They told me it's like there's certain clubs. If you know, there's certain clubs that even though you was involved with a certain borough, there were certain clubs you could go to that what part of the borough you came from didn't matter. Like we just here just to have a good time. So it was very easy to run into certain up and coming artists like that. So I got family members who told me like um, they've met Jay when he was just bouncing from club to club, Fab, Jada, like a lot of the legends that you hear in hip hop in New York hip hop now, and a lot of them would tell me like I would ask, I'm like, yo, so what's up with Diddy? Like, what's going on with that, or whatever? And every single one of my uncles would tell me, they would say, that guy is weird. No BS. Every single one of them would tell me that. They say, yo, he is a weird guy. He's legit a weird guy. And I was like, what do you mean, like, he's weird? They like, no. They like, he's off gate. He's like, we can't, I don't trust him. I don't trust this man. Do not trust this man. And I'm like, you don't trust him? I'm like, he gave off that, he was that off. And they was just like, yo, like he was weird. Like he was very, very, they mentioned like how he was a sus guy. He was a sus dude. And I was just like, man, that's crazy. And now I'm hearing these stories growing up, and now I over here hear him. People read the indictment, and this man got 1,000 bottles of Babel. It's just like, yo, and pops and right, man. This guy's weird. Why you got 1,000 bottles? 1,000 bottles? Yo, all of y'all who got baby, y'all know. Why you got 1,000 bottles of baby oil? That's crazy.
You were just breaking the spell.
That's
weren't you?
crazy. What are you
Thank
doing?
The name's Bok.
I don't
I
even
only
know.
ended up as a...
I don't even know. I don't want to know what he does with the baby oil. I just need to know. He got
I
1,000.
took everything I owned, and so this is all I have to express
Cool.
my thanks. I hope
Whatever
you
you
can
doing
forgive
with
me.
them, I don't condone it.
Or
I don't need to
could
know.
sneak back
I
into
don't
the cave
want to
and
know.
bring back something of
Because,
actual value.
man,
Then I'd be of some real use
that's
to you,
crazy.
I reckon.
Okay, well, we got him. He gonna help us out. There you go. So, I'm back. Let me some stuff. That there. So, hey, God in on my hopes. Remain on my hopes. And I can. But anyway, oh, it's nighttime. Can I beat him in cavalry? You know, I mean, yo, ooh, ooh, you hit hard. Oh, oh, okay. I could probably beat him. This is crazy. If I pull this out, if I pull this off, it's be crazy. Dang it! Okay. Oh man. Yeah, definitely. Um, I'm gonna fight him again. I'm gonna fight him again. Be God. Yeah, last time I was doing that. I don't think it's one to review. But anyway, now back to exploring another type of element. Andrew Schultz. Now, I was a fan of Andrew Schultz when he was on the very middle of podcast show. I respect his honesty. I respect um, his openness of him having, I guess you could say, a diverse background because he talks in a very diverse way. You know what I mean? Like he's kind of like that, I guess you could say. Let's do some like do a lot of that. So, we're gonna make it even out for a little while. Even out. But I would want to. I think I'm gonna build a. Depends. I'm gonna go with Dex. I'm gonna go with Strength. I might go with Strength. I might go with Strength and Faith. I might do a lightning build. I might go with that. I might do it. Anyway, so Andrew Schultz, right? Now, remember, I told y'all in the episode yesterday. Pro Black. Always be Pro Black. I will defend my chocolate sisters before any other demographic in this world. I come from a black woman. We all come from a black woman in some shape or form, even if you are different toned than us. You trace your mess all the way back far enough, you come from a black woman. Anyways. I hate because I was actually talking to my wife last night about it. And I told her, I was like, this is what happens when another race gets so comfortable talking to us or other races in a certain way. Like, this is what happens when it's predominantly, you see it more in white people, but you see it in Asians, you see it in Indians, you see it in Africa, you see everywhere. Well, honestly, African, unfortunately, you see it in European Africans because they have a whole different mindset, as you see with, what's his name, James and Fuha or whatever. Like, unfortunately, I don't hold them to a certain standard because, for one, I don't know how black is perceived in the UK. I don't know. But my thing is, for what I've seen, I don't like it. I legit don't like it. I don't like it. That it seems like the black people over there feel like they're better than other blacks just because they're right beside the colonizers versus us who are over here, and the type of colonizers we saw is different. You know what I mean? But got you. Yes, sir. Hey, 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 hey. Let's go. What? But yeah, so I would say I hate what Andrew said, how he tries to say. Honestly, his apology is actually worse than I would feel like it's worse because his apology, he tries to justify colonization. And if you've seen his podcast, a he has a host. He has a man named Akash who is Indian, and he has Alex Media who is black. And it's just so uncomfortable to watch and see how he tries to justify colonizing. Like, oh, we can't prove it because of we don't know where life would go because Europe did what they did. So there's no way for us to prove to know that, oh, we might fall to Africa and India might fall to infighting and all of that mess or whatever. And it's like it doesn't matter. Like if that was to happen, I think that is a way better alternative than a person who's not even from this country coming here and taking the stuff that is from that country. Like it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. It doesn't matter like oh life would have been better because Europe came and invaded us. Who cares if it's better? Who cares if it's better? And what makes it bad is what really makes it bad because if you do history, right? If you look up history, you look up the world and how the world was back in the day, Europe was good. Europe was great. It's great. You understand? Like they didn't have to go colonize. They didn't have to do that. Like understand. I want some people to understand that. They didn't have to go colonize people. They didn't have to do that. Like if you look up any place in the world and you look up their landscape, you look up agriculture. Because back in the day, agriculture ran the world. If you look up agriculture in every part of the world, there's no better agricultural place than Europe. As a whole, Europe. For one, Europe is very flatlined and on the globe, so Europe is more of a place. It's more even, I guess you could say. It's more even. Like you're gonna run into the same type of environment no matter where you go in Europe. If you live in America, you live in other countries, you know what I'm talking about. The North is not the same as the South. The East is not the same as the West. You get what I'm saying? Europe is very stagnant all the way across the board. And I'm sure even for Europeans who come and listen to this and hear what I have to say, they understand, you do understand that Europe is beautiful. Europe is a beautiful country. Beautiful country. And I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about the landscape. The landscape of Europe is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Hills, meadows, flowers. It looks like a agricultural gold mine. Europe looks like you can grow anything there, anything, and it will flourish, flourish. If I remember right, I don't know exactly where it is, but Europe has or if it's France. But Europe has a blue zone, if I'm not mistaken. Europe has a blue zone. And for y'all who don't know what a blue zone is, a blue zone is a part of the world. It's like a particular area on the planet where everything here is um um how do I explain it? Basically, everything here is it's like the best soil, the best air quality, the best um, the best type of environment for agriculture. That's what basically the blue zone is. If you care about health and fitness and you care about your well being, the best place to live is in the blue zone. That's where you'll find the best produce, you'll find the best crops, you'll find the best anything. For example, in America, we have one blue zone and it's in California. And that's the reason why if you go to California, you understand they emphasize a lot more on natural medicine. They emphasize more on not going to doctors and relying on medication. They actually want you to go outside and work out your own the natural way instead versus the East Coast or the Midwest where they try to just pump you full of drugs and pharmaceuticals and all that stuff. Um, Europe is similar. I think France is a blue zone, and it's a reason why France has like the best wine that you can get in the world. But it's like all of that to say, Europe is a freaking gold mine when it comes to agriculture, and I always wondered about that growing up. And if anybody was, honestly, if anything, I'll ask Europeans. I would love to know why did y'all, why didn't y'all just build in your own area? I mean, for one, it kind of looks like if they don't realize what it is, it really just looked like y'all couldn't handle farming and it looks like y'all couldn't handle farming, so y'all went to go find somebody who could do it for you. That's what it looked like. Like y'all found this gold mine of a promised land, which is kind of crazy to me. Like even if you look up history, if you look up like Europeans looked at North America like a promised land, and if in all actuality, ow, in all actuality, yeah, in all actuality, Europe is a promised land. When it comes to white people, it's the promised land, right? Because you just got to think, like, look at Europe and look at, for example, what was supposed to be promised, what was supposed to be in the promised land for people, I guess you could say, or whoever you want to believe that the Bible is talking to when it's talking about a promised land. When you hear a promised land, whatever religion you follow, Europe checks off all of those boards. Like it checks off everything. It really does. Like endless, endless, endless ways, endless wheat fields. You know, just that stuff that you would hear in the scriptures. Like it's crazy. It's legit crazy. It's mind blowing. It's really mind blowing that you had everything, right? You as Europeans, you had everything here. everything here, and you indulged in it, you got tired of it, and you left to go steal from other people. Isn't that kind of crazy? Isn't that kind of crazy when you really think about it? It's kind of crazy when you really think about it. Like they really found Europe, found that it was beautiful, found it was plentiful, got comfortable enough to build things like they started innovating and started building things for war. After, they got finished, fighting each other like everybody does. Everybody fights each other. And just was just like, you know what? Let's go fight other people. But I mean, I'm not blaming that on white people. I'm blaming that on everybody. Because everyone did that. You know, except us. Except us. Isn't that kind of interesting? We're the only people who never did that. We never left our country to go fight and take something from somebody else. Wild, right? We actually used our words when we came to America. We did come to America before Columbus, obviously. We used our words, not our fist, not our swords. We talked, mingled, intertwined with wherever we went. Yeah, crazy, right? Crazy for people who lived back in those days.
Hello?
Anyway, but
My name is Irene. The servants there have rebelled.
went on a whole tangent there. I see why
I
you
can't be
do
sure
this.
what it is.
Yeah, went on a
My
whole
eyesight's
tangent
been
there.
weak
But
since
my
birth,
thing
you
is
see.
just,
But I swear I heard frightful howling from all over. My good father
if
secreted me at
you
the
are
castle,
not
but decided himself to stay. He
dealing
says it's his
with
duty
a black woman,
as commander.
you're not dealing. That's my thing. I can't speak on any other race, but I will speak on
I
black women.
fear for father's
If you're
life.
not dealing
The
with no black
servants are
woman,
full wrath,
if you do not
filled with
deal
hatred for every one of us. They've since come for every one of the companions of
and
escape.
I'm not counting those people
They
who
haven't spared
like
a
dating
soul.
a black girl in high
I
school.
fear it's no
I don't
different at
count you.
Castle Morn.
Unless you're still in high school.
I implore you.
But I don't count
Would
you.
you mind taking a letter to my father at the castle?
When you're
My
grown,
soul wishes that he escape.
you're
Even if
dealing
his
with
honor should be the price. Please.
you're dealing with
I just
trauma.
want him to be safe.
You're dealing with certain things.
The servants are full. They've since come for
You
every
have to
offense and difference.
understand the black struggle.
My soul wishes,
You understand? We have to deal with other cultures' struggle.
Then please.
That's the main ingredient for all of this. You need to understand a culture's struggle. And if you're not willing to understand a culture's struggle, you don't need to be dealing with that person. You need to go and deal with your own people. For one. That's why for me, I am not a pro for interracial dating. I'm not. I don't say that you can't date somebody outside of your race, but I honestly, truly do believe that every single one of us should be dating someone. We should look for a future with somebody that looks like us, who went through the same experience as us, who can understand us. Because at the end of the day, no matter how y'all want to spin it, how y'all want to cook it, the white girl from Beverly Hills will never understand the black man who grew up in Alabama. You get what I'm saying? Like the the um the London girl will never understand the Yemenis man. Like it's too It's two completely different worlds. It's two completely different worlds. And you can try to understand.
To my
You can.
father, who
There's
remains
nothing
in
wrong
the
with trying
castle,
to understand.
if you please.
But when y'all build a life, when y'all have kids, when y'all try to introduce both of y'all's history and pass on y'all history to the next generation and the I think that's when the problem always lies. And this is always my thing with when you talk about interracial dating. You're thinking about it from your point of view, and you're not thinking about it from your child's point of view, your grandchild's point of view, and your great great grandchild's point of view. You're not thinking about it in that way. But you are supposed to be old enough to deal with your grandchild and hopefully your great grandchild. So they have a level of understanding. How is the white girl? Because we see this a lot. How is the white woman from Orange County gonna tell her mixed son who's from Alabama? How is she going to talk? How is she going to help that boy? Because the uncomfortable truth is if her son came to Orange County, he will be looked as an outsider, regardless of if that's her son. He will be looked at as an outsider. Even if you have black people in your neighborhood, your child will be looked at as an outsider. If you, white woman from Orange County, went to Alabama, to your man's home, where he grew up in a racist tail town in Alabama, you will get, you're that man and your child will be in a way different situation living in Mobile, in certain parts of Mobile, however you say it, in Alabama versus Orange County. Y'all gonna be dealing with different struggles, but y'all gonna be dealing with struggles. Does the girl from Orange County understand the struggles of Alabama? Does the guy from Alabama understand the struggles of Orange County? Your child is going to be the one to have to deal with that, not y'all. Y'all are gonna be in y'all own little bubble, and your child is just gonna have to grow up in that. Your child is gonna, be from maybe from Alabama, dealing with the racism in Alabama, and then go to Orange County and still not be welcomed. All because this white woman and this black man saw each other and wanted to have a life together with each other and did not care how their families would look at them. Like that's unfortunate and that's sad. That's dangerous as well. Like that can lead that child to go to Orange County and find a certain group of friends out there that will probably introduce that child into a certain type of drug habit. If you want to be stereotypical, you could live in Alabama and be blinded by the racism in Alabama, and your son ends up lynched because his mom is a white woman. Like that can happen. That can easily happen. And that's not fair to the child to make him have a life or her have a life that they weren't prepared for because you did not want to have the uncomfortable conversation. Understanding where your spouse comes from and understanding that this is not for everybody. So we're gonna try to fight this, man. We're gonna try to fight this night cavalry over here. And however this ends, we're gonna end it. Oh, oh, I'm real. better than I thought it was. Ooh. Oh, that's too bad. Okay. Hold up. Dang! Ah, I could have beat him. But, alright, I'm gonna go ahead and end it on that. Enjoyed this. We'll catch up first of all because we hit next time that we come back. That's gonna be a fact. Alright, now y'all catch y'all in that next one.